Did you know nearly every level in Super Mario 64 has a secret set of warp points? And some of them even have two. They're basically invisible warp pipes that may take you from one end of the map to the other, or act as a shortcut to a particularly difficult to reach spot. In any case, they can be super useful if you know where to find them. And with Super Mario 3D All-Stars bringing a renewed attention to Super Mario 64, I figured now's a good time to point out where you can find them all. So let's warp on over to the actual start of this video. And we begin in Bob-omb Battlefield, which has two. For the first one, after crossing the ramp, try standing in the middle of the first flower patch on the right. It'll warp you to another flower patch just outside the fence leading up Bob-omb Mountain. And yep, it's a two-way warp too, so keep an eye out for this flower patch by the cannon near the fence. The second warp point can be found at Bob-omb Mountain itself. Stand centered against the back wall of either of the caves that the balls roll out of to warp between them. This is obviously more useful at the first cave when you're going up, rather than at the second cave where you're going down, in which case you have a few quicker options. You'll find one two-way warp point in Whomp's fortress. Try standing in this corner just past the lower Whomp in order to be taken to the flagpole right before the top of the level. And to go back, just stand in this corner by the flag adjacent to the signpost. You'll find one two-way warp point in Cool Mountain. From the start, just stand at the edge of the broken bridge behind you. It'll take you immediately to the lowest level where you'll find the Mother Penguin. Of course, it's even more useful going the opposite way, where you can stand at the end of this broken bridge to be taken right back to the top of the level. Cool! Lethal Lava Land is also home to a single two-way warp point. After clearing out the Mr. Eye, drop into the hole to be warped to an island just behind the starting point where you'll find a wing cap box. And if you want to go back, just stand in the middle of this island. Shifting Sandland has two warp points for you to find. The first is a two-way warp point outside the pyramid. Stand on this side of the Oasis tree in order to be taken directly to the cannon. And if you want to take it the other way, back to the Oasis, just stand on the edge of this walkway by the wing cap box. The second warp point is actually inside the pyramid, and it's one way only. After passing by this mummy thwomp thing to the second level, climb the pole and then stand in this corner. It'll teleport you on top of these metal bars where you'll find a 1-up. But remember, you can't use this one to go back. Snowman's Land has one two-way warp point to find. Turn right from the start and then head for the tree in the far corner. Stand on this side of it to be warped to the water at the base of the mountain. To take it the other way, just stand on this side of the tree by the sign. Wet Dry World has one two-way warp point to find, but this first half only works in the waters at its lowest level. Stand in the corner of this odd three-tiered structure to be warped right to the cannon. And you can take it back too by standing in this corner, though we're not quite sure why you'd want to. There's a cannon right there! Tall Mountain is also hiding a single two-way warp point. Just work your way to the central mushroom and then stand in the middle. It'll teleport you to a catwalk that leads to the cannon. To take it the other way, just stand in the corner left of the sign. Tiny Huge Island has one-way warp point to find, and it's super useful if you find yourself on the tiny version of the level, stranded on this island after the path disappears. Because if it does, all you have to do is stand in the bottom right corner, where the coin is, to teleport right back where you just came from. Rainbow Ride has one two-way warp point to find, and it's especially useful if you find yourself trapped inside the giant house in the sky. If you do, just climb the stairs and head to the edge of the balcony. It'll warp you to the very top of the 8 red coin maze, from which you can safely return to the rest of the level. Of course, you can take it back to the house too by standing just a bit left of the yellow block, though we're not quite sure why you'd want to. And there you have it, all the warp points that we know about in Super Mario 64, as portrayed in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So what do you think of these? Pretty neat, huh? And with that, thanks for watching, and of course make sure to subscribe to GameXplain for even more in Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and everything else Nintendo Switch as well. We'll catch you later. Bye everyone!